Hello and welcome everyone to our series of the upcoming earning report. Today we will cover the upcoming earnings of Apple and all you need to know ahead of its earning report. Now, Apple is set to report the third quarter earnings after the bell Tuesday, with investors likely to be watching for sustained growth in its service segment and updates on its products innovation. Now, the tech giant is projected to report a revenue of $81.8 billion according to estimates compiled by Visible Alpha, representing a 10% rise over a year-to-go period. Net income is expected to come at $19.4 billion or $1.27 per share, an increase from the third quarter of 2023. Apple also reported a second quarter earning and revenue that exceeded the estimates, while the company announced a new $90 billion stock payback and increased its quarterly dividends by 4%. Now, despite the fast rising capital spending and new products development, Apple told analysts that it expects operating margins to expand in 2024 as it moderates expense growth and target efficiency gains across the business. Now, while capital spending is trending up, Goldman Sachs forecasts that Apple free cash flow will boom to $125 billion in 2026, up from $112 billion, and $96 billion in 2024 and $85 billion in 2023. As a result, Apple could boost shareholder returns. And two major topics investors will be eyeing: the service growth as a key metric. Investors will likely watch for sustained growth in Apple's services segment, as services revenue could help ease investors' concerns around big tech increased spending to invest in new products and technologies. Analysts expect services revenue at $21.7 billion, according to estimated from Visible Alpha, representing growth from a quarter prior and to the year-ago period. Products innovation as business spotlights, the company could provide investors with updates on its, for example, AR/VR headset, Apple Vision Pro, the new health features in Apple Watch, which can actually help Apple compete in the emerging wearable tech market. Apple may also offer insights on how products innovation are driving sales across its lineup. It might also offer context about the interest in deal making. The company is reportedly in talks with artificial intelligence startup Xnor.ai to acquire it in a deal worth around $3 billion. And if the deal goes through, it would be significant acquisition for Apple, because Apple recently linked with a possible acquisition of Peloton, through it has reportedly moved on. Apple shares have gained nearly 20% since the start of this year. At $192 per share, we can see that big move. So please don't forget to keep an eye on the earnings report before making your investment decision regarding Apple. So now let us look at the Apple chart on a one-day time frame. Now, of course, lately we have seen a bullish movement on the Apple stock, actually showing some strong good bullish momentum. So like in the beginning in April, for example, when we hit the 164, 165 levels, that's where the trend actually changed and moved back up. We have here a big gap, especially around the 175 to 180 levels. The market continues to go up, actually reaching the levels of almost 237. Now, of course, we were trading in a sideways position. Before that, as you can notice, like this resistance line, which is support currently right now, was very strong because we tried one time, two times to actually break it, wasn't able to do so. But here we were able to actually break it. We hit the first resistance here, we were able to break it, and we have a fake breakout that happened around the resistance of 233 levels. Of course, from technical indicators point of view, we have been seeing a bullish crossover between the moving average, the short term, and the long term one. The market is still way above the moving average, which is also a bullish sign. If we look at the RSI is sitting around 48, which is in an okay position. It's not too bullish, it's not too bearish, it's in neutral state. Now, of course, looking at divergences, we see that we cannot really find any strong divergences. Here we have reached the overbought zone a couple of times. That's why we have been seeing these couple of drops happening with the Apple stock. And on the MACD, we are above the zero line, which is also a bullish sign, but we do have a negative crossover between the MACD line and the signal line, which basically explains this bearish movement. Of course, the market projection for the Apple stock, it's still For the long term, still bullish. For the short and midterm, basically, we have been seeing a couple of fluctuation in the market, mainly between the levels of, for example, 200 and 230. And that's it. Thank you all for watching.